Well, thank you for joining me. Today, I want to discuss my journey on purchasing a high end perfume and what I did to make this go right for me. First and foremost, one of the things that I did is I went into a search engine and I said, give me something that is high end. I want the following of vanilla, sandalwood, boozy, and rum. And it gave me a long list of perfumes, and so from that list, I narrowed it down to three today that I want to discuss. And of course, I'm going to discuss other ones as well. So the three that I have, I ended up getting a sample. The sample that I purchased is from a company called Cologne Curters. There are several ones out there. This is just the one that I used. Um, Not sponsored, so feel free to get wherever you want. But I think samples are the way to go so you can kind of test this out on your body chemistry and see how it works for you. Well, let's get started and let's see where I will end up. The first one up is I want to discuss the more recent one out of the three we'll be discussing today. So the first one is going to be tobacco honey. Tobacco honey has the following notes of clove, anise, honey, tobacco, sesame, vanilla, oud, sandalwood, and tonka bean. Whew, I expect this to be pretty sweet, right? That's a lot of sweet stuff in there, but I like sweet. I like gourmand. So I anticipate liking this. So let me go ahead. Let me first show you what it looks like. So they look like this. It's like a 1 ml sample, but they have, I think, samples that are bigger, but 1 ml should be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and spray it on my skin because that's what matters the most, right? Those sticks don't always work out. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so I feel like I smell like anise and honey, and I smell some oud. It's more of the masculine side of this is sticking out for me, okay? But it's a strong whiff of honey too. There's a little bit of sandalwood I smell in there as well. So this is leaning almost more masculine to me than unisex, but I would still say unisex. I like it from first sniff. It's relatively strong and potent, and I like the honey. I don't smell as much tobacco, so there's no smokiness to it. But I don't. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it wear on me longer before I rate these because this is an expensive purchase, so I don't want to say too much just yet. So what? All right, so I'm gonna let that sit before I make a decision on tobacco honey. Next one up is going to be a bergamot, a rum, a spices, coca, rose, tea, tonka bean, vanilla, patchouli, and cedarwood. So just listening to that, I think I'm a little nervous about the patchouli and cedarwood, but let's see. When I think of those scents, I'm not sure if that's something that I enjoy, but all the other stuff sounds pretty good. So we're talking about Fève Gourmande, and I'm gonna go ahead and spray it. Let's see. So the first thing is I smell this whiff of chocolate, cherry smelling, fruity, and there's no fruit I think added that they said. It gives the dark chocolate cherries. You know the dark chocolate cherries candy? Yeah, spicy. So I smell spice. It's like that candy but spicy. Mm, I like it though, and I don't really like coca. I really don't. I don't really like chocolate scents, but I don't have anything that smells like this. By the way, nothing that I have smells like this. I like it, but do I like it more than tobacco honey? I don't know. So I'm gonna once again let this sit too before I make a decision on the two. But Fève Gourmande, it's nice, but I can't decide just yet. So let's go ahead into our last one for today, which is going to be probably maybe the most famous of the three. It's been around the longest. This is going to be our Spiritueuse Double Vanille. It contains bergamot, pink pepper, Bulgarian rose, ylang ylang, Madagascar, rum, and cedarwood and musk. Okay, so I'm going to put it on right here. For me, this scent from the beginning is very luxurious smelling to me. It smells luxurious. Like, I know this is a high-end scent. This is a very well done vanilla. This, I can tell this costs a lot of money. Not that the rest didn't smell that way. This smells very high-end, luxurious, and expensive to me. Very feminine. Very feminine. Very sexy. Sensual. I like this a lot, actually. But I'm going to go back to the beginning before we make the decision, okay? So this was where Tobacco Honey was. Now that it's settled down, I smell a lot of honey residence on here. Not so much honey and spices, okay? And so, all right, I would rate it a 9, to be honest with you. I think Tobacco Honey is a 9 out of 10, in my personal opinion. Let's do Fève Gourmande. Fève Gourmande has a lighter scent once it dries down, but it's sexier in a lot of ways because it's more feminine leaning for me. I think this gets like a 9.5. I know. And then let's do Spiritueuse Double Vanille. This is a 10. So I'm going to say first is going to be Spiritueuse Double Vanille. My number 2 is Fève Gourmande. And my number 3 is Tobacco Honey. And I just want to let you know, from first smelling Fève Gourmande, I did not like it as much as Tobacco Honey. But once it settled down on my skin, it smelled better to me. Tobacco Honey has more projection to me, but not in a loud way, but it's stronger. So if you want a stronger scent, do Tobacco Honey. If you want, to me, the most high-end smelling scent, in my personal opinion, Spiritueuse Vanille Double is the way to go. If you want something that has a sensual scent that you don't have anything like this, Fève Gourmande. To be more practical on what I would wear the most, it's going to be Spiritueuse Vanille Double makes the most sense. Okay? So I'm going to make that my purchase. I'm going to go with that one because you can't go wrong with a good vanilla. And I don't have any vanilla that smells like this. So that'll be my purchase. I think I'll do Fève Gourmande at some point too, because it was actually really nice. So that is my rating, and I will be buying my my Spiritueuse Double Vanille, and I'll share it with you as far as my experience with it once I do finally get it. If you found this to be helpful, I ask that you help support my very small channel with your support and subscriptions and likes and comments. It just really helps me get out there in the algorithm, and I'm just a small little fish in a big pond. So if you would be willing to help me with that like, that share, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Until next time, I'll see you soon.